Introduction. "1992 was an important year for me, at least the fall of 1992 anyway. I was working nights, hanging out with my friends, and working with expanding my independence. I voted in my first presidential election and met someone who would become a fixture in my life, an anchor in reality when I was at my worst, and my best friend. Despite all of the big changes going on around me and in my life, gaming was still my go-to hobby when I had an hour or two to kill before going to work or meeting my friends. I now had my choice of consoles to play on, the Sega Genesis or the Super Nintendo, but EA's latest Madden offering was only on the Sega Genesis at the time. John Madden Football 93 is a case of bad news and good news, and in some ways a measure of what would become EA's MO. The game modes are all the same with one additional mode: regular season, playoffs, sudden death, and all-time greats. Unlike other football games released at the same time, there is no full season play. The inclusion of classic NFL teams from previous seasons adds another layer of entertainment. How would the 84 49ers fare against the steel curtain of the 78 Steelers? Who would win a matchup between the 72 Dolphins and the 85 Bears? With the classic teams in Madden NFL 93, you can find out. The good news is the controls are the same, but they have been improved. Players are more responsive and move well when you take control. Each team feels the way their real-life counterparts play on game day. The Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions feel like works in progress, while the Buffalo Bills and the San Francisco 49ers feel like well-oiled machines. Each team has their own strengths and weaknesses on offense and defense. Playing to each team's strengths can help you cover up their weaknesses. Passing requires a little more patience this year. As in life, so it is in Madden 93. You need to allow pass plays to develop before throwing to your number one wide receiver or running back out of the backfield. Throw too soon and your pass may be off target. Throw too late and you may have your pass picked off. In similar fashion, the running game works best when you read the scheme and follow your blockers. In this sense, Madden 93 feels more like a simulation than an arcade game, and as such, you should learn how the different plays on offense and defense work. Injuries return to Madden 93, however, only quarterbacks can be hurt and remain the only players you can substitute over the course of the game. This is another feature that would have been nice to have and would add another layer of realism to an otherwise solid simulation. Visually, Madden 93 is the same engine as Madden 92. Player models, game presentation, and the stadiums look the same as the previous year's game. Although there are touchdown celebrations, they are the same basic animations last year, with only the music being updated. Weather effects such as snow and rain look essentially the same, but you can tell what's happening during the game. There are only two notable additions to the game. The first are the sprinkling in of Maddenisms such as boom, hey, heck of a play, what a hit, or he'll remember that one in the morning. They're fun at first, but after a few games they become repetitious. The second addition is the enhanced stat tracker for the game that breaks down the various plays on offense and defense for each team. You can look at the total game stats, or you can look at how your individual players perform throughout the game. Despite Madden 93 being a recan of Madden 92, the game still is a lot of fun to play. The addition of various all-NFL teams also adds to the fun factor, especially if you get a friend to play with or against you. Get a few friends together and you can run a tournament to get to the Super Bowl. With only a handful of ways to play, Madden 93 remains replayable due in large part to the number of teams you can play. All 28 NFL teams, 8 all-NFL teams, plus 2 all-Madden teams bring the total of teams you can play to 38. Playing through the different modes with the available teams not only will take some time, it will also take some skill, so Madden 93 is quite replayable. Despite its limitations, Madden 93 is a good game. The passing game is good, the running game is solid, and playing defense is a blast. A full season with stat tracking would have pushed Madden 93 over the top, but EA Sports nailed the basics and didn't break anything. Everything feels balanced and polished, and that makes it worth having in your collection.